He's better than Dillon Gabriel. He's better than Kenny Pickett. He's better than an old Joe Flacco that's going to give you 3-4 games but can't give you 17. He's better than that. It's a valid.
Post-snap, he's doing great. I mean, he's got a really nice ball. He's got a really nice arm. He puts nice touch on it. He's very, very accurate. And I think he's earning more reps. I think they have to be really, really happy with what they're seeing with him.
Cleveland Browns practice turned into complete chaos Thursday afternoon as Shedeur Sanders delivered the most surgically dominant quarterback performance this franchise has seen from a rookie in decades. Dillon Gabriel stood watching his starting job fall apart in real time. From the opening whistle, everyone knew something different was happening. Shedeur walked onto that practice field carrying energy that went beyond typical rookie confidence. This wasn't nervous anticipation or cautious optimism. This was complete command and instant authority. The entire offensive operation shifted around him before a single football got thrown. Sources inside the facility say coaches expected competitive evaluation, standard position battle intensity, and developmental progress measurement. They got an organizational earthquake instead. During the initial 7-on-7 drills, Shedeur connected on 5 consecutive completions, each one more spectacular than the previous. There was a seam route threaded perfectly between 2 defenders who were closing aggressively. There was a back shoulder strike along the far sideline that showed elite timing and anticipation. Then came a beautifully layered, deep dig over linebacker depth that made the entire offensive unit audibly gasp in collective amazement. Teammates erupted instantly after every single repetition. They were screaming encouragement, hyping him relentlessly, and pointing directly towards Shedeur like they already understood who QB1 actually was, regardless of depth chart positioning or organizational messaging. Then, Dillon Gabriel stepped into rotation. Practice energy collapsed immediately and completely. His opening throw arrived late to the receiver, forcing an awkward adjustment and destroying route timing. His second attempt sailed low, bouncing harmlessly before the intended target. His third pass floated behind the receiver, eliminating any chance of yards after catch opportunity. His fourth repetition was a near interception that had the entire defensive unit screaming loud enough for neighboring practice fields to hear clearly. The sideline reaction communicated everything organizational press releases couldn't say publicly. Players were exchanging knowing glances and shaking their heads subtly. They were whispering observations under their breath. One veteran receiver simply jogged back toward the huddle formation with his eyes fixed downward, refusing eye contact with anyone. Meanwhile, Shedeur stood calmly at midfield with his helmet tucked casually under his arm, observing every single misfire with surgical focus. He was calm, composed, and completely locked in. The definitive turning point came during competitive team period drills. Shedeur took offensive control and marched the unit 70 yards downfield across just 4 consecutive plays. There were 0 mistakes, 0 hesitation, and 0 doubt whatsoever. It was a flawlessly executed drive that ended with a laser strike across the middle that split the first-team defense perfectly, hitting the receiver exactly where the route concept intended. The sideline absolutely exploded. Defensive players were yelling acknowledgement, offensive teammates were celebrating wildly, the coaching staff was exchanging shocked expressions with their hands on their hips, recognizing what was unfolding undeniably before them. Then Dillon attempted to follow that performance. He got 3 plays total. There was one catastrophic overthrow that sailed completely beyond the receiver's reach. There was one miscommunication that left the intended target running the wrong route entirely. Then came one fumbled snap rolling awkwardly across the turf. Practice stopped completely. Coaches stared in visible disbelief. Some players literally turned away, unable to watch the organizational embarrassment continuing anymore. The performance gap wasn't merely noticeable or significant, it was absolutely humiliating. Witnesses inside the building say the sideline actually erupted again after Shedeur's subsequent repetition. It was a perfectly executed rollout, producing a 35-yard strike that hit the receiver in full stride down the boundary sideline. Players immediately swarmed him, screaming celebration, pounding his shoulder pads aggressively, and chest bumping with genuine excitement. But here's what nobody's discussing publicly yet. There was an organic leadership transfer happening naturally across the entire roster. Offensive linemen started moving physically closer toward Shedeur between repetitions. Running backs huddled near him instinctively, asking questions and seeking guidance. Wide receivers positioned themselves closer to his side of the field, wanting to catch passes from the quarterback they actually believed in completely. This wasn't scripted positioning or organizational instruction. This was genuine respect emerging naturally, leadership recognition occurring organically, and confidence transferring definitively. Gabriel noticed everything. Coaches noticed everything. The front office noticed everything. The quarterback competition didn't just shift momentum today, it exploded into definitive resolution. By practice conclusion, teammates surrounded Shedeur completely, talking with him and walking alongside him off the field. They were treating him exactly like the starting quarterback he just proved himself to be. Dillon walked separately toward the quarterback room, staring downward into the grass with his helmet dangling limply at his side. His body language was screaming defeat. This wasn't an isolated struggle. This was a systematic performance gap revealing fundamental capability differences that draft position cannot overcome. Insiders describe the organizational energy shift bluntly, refusing diplomatic language. Today wasn't competitive evaluation anymore. Today was Shedeur announcing he's taking the job outright, and everyone in Cleveland felt it happen simultaneously. The organizational complications this creates are significant. Front office personnel who selected Gabriel in the third round are now confronting uncomfortable questions about evaluation accuracy, developmental projection timelines, and sunk cost decision-making psychology. The coaching staff initially preferred Gabriel's system familiarity, but is now adapting towards superior talent regardless of draft capital invested. Ownership is vindicated after enduring relentless criticism about Sanders' selection, organizational interference accusations, and developmental timeline disruption concerns. The locker room doesn't require official announcements or organizational press releases anymore. They already understand completely. They witnessed definitive hierarchy establishment firsthand. They recognized franchise quarterback emergence in real time. Veterans who initially questioned ownership's draft night declaration now see complete validation. Younger players who wondered about legitimate starting capability now understand perfectly. Everyone knows exactly what Thursday afternoon's practice session revealed undeniably. Here's what makes this situation particularly explosive. Shedeur didn't ask permission. He didn't wait for organizational approval or coaching staff endorsement. He simply took the starting position through undeniable performance superiority that nobody could ignore, dismiss, or rationalize away. Gabriel's supporters will emphasize unfair circumstances, unprecedented media attention, and organizational pressure favoring ownership preference. His representation is reportedly monitoring the situation intensely, evaluating trade possibilities and protecting client interests. Meanwhile, Shedeur's camp remains characteristically confident, allowing performance communication to replace verbal declarations entirely. The sideline eruption wasn't merely emotional celebration, it was organizational recognition materializing audibly. Players understand exactly what today means. QB1 is already established and standing right in front of them. Thursday afternoon, he made it completely undeniable. This wasn't a practice session. This was a coronation. Shedeur Sanders didn't just outperform Dillon Gabriel today. He obliterated him systematically. He embarrassed him publicly. He took his job definitively. The entire Browns organization erupted because everyone knows exactly what this means moving forward. The competition is finished. The hierarchy is established. The future is decided. Whether Cleveland acknowledges reality immediately or delays the inevitable announcement, organizational direction was determined Thursday afternoon. Shedeur Sanders isn't competing for the starting position anymore. He already won it decisively and permanently.